cheni tina ke asema jamu enyi sano muni emu aye yo enyi lova mui emu aye yo
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money. And I wanna play ya do money, and I could do ya do money. And I forget it now, ya do money. That's the biggie. And I forget it now. Cause you walk on my ya do money. Yeah. Oh, oh, oh.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
There are things we can do. We bringing good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to serve. The session that time and the efforts are rare. The broadcast we giving are real and the premise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, Sano to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Your character and commitment has offered a new tone to our politics. So I encourage you, sir. My 26 is on you. What do I want? I'm glad you asked. Joseph Nima Waika, a son of humble beginnings. Your leadership, marked by your humility, your character, and commitment, has offered a new tone to our politics. So I encourage you, sir, to lead boldly, to lead transparently, to lead justly, challenge the old order, empower the next generation, fire and don't suspend, enforce the laws, and surround yourself with people of competence and conscience. Who knows that, like Esther in the biblical narrative, that you have come to this royal position for such a time as this. Uncle Joe, tomorrow is not promised to you. A second term is not guaranteed. Act now. Clean up this mess now.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And yes, indeed, folks, what a way to go. Indeed, clean up this mess. And yes, I know some of you, you've been thinking, you've been wondering as to what's going on back to back. How come you don't, in fact, you're not getting your usual show, you know? And that's the beauty of life. But clean up this mess. Folks, what a way to say the pleasant or good evening and to welcome. Today's what? Today's Tuesday. having to be the 29th of what? July, the 7th month in the year 2025. Good evening. Share the show. Those of you who just joining us maybe for the first time, I want to say the pleasant good evening to all of you. If you've been watching or if you've been following us, or maybe you've been listening to us for all of the maybe for all of the time or a long time, or actually may call it. Thank you. That's the best thing to do. Share the show, people. We are live also on the Real TV 2FM page. Those of you who are also watching, indeed, thank you. Thanks to all of you. Share the show. Share to all of your groups, all of your Facebook page, or maybe pages that you are part of. Share the show. That's the best thing to do, because why? You know, we come here with all of the facts. For us here, when we say these things, it comes to reality. That's why we don't joke. For us, we don't gossip about people. You know, no, we don't do that. So share the show. Yeah, I know you asked all the questions. Share the show first. Yeah. My sister, yes. Yes, share the show. Share the show first. Share the show first. I will tell you the reason and test. It's very easy to do. So share the show first. I will recognize all of you. Just share this show to their own. To the if to what? And when you're sharing the show, let me tell those of you, if you share the show, send in your prayer point. Then you will know exactly where we're heading to as a nation. You got to put anything that you're not able to do. You got to call the Holy Spirit and to come and do it for you. That's the kind of way. Just imagine to go himself, you look at everything they know. Let me leave men to live on their own. Let me allow them. Let them do their own. Let me have dominion. Yeah, man. Oh, Father God. Look, don't give Moses and myself or Steve and myself or church. Look, maybe we may end up in the church, Steve and myself, because the God that we all served, our Father, He said, you all have dominion over everything. Then we run back into God. You actually show my people. Monk with some, let me see what monk is here already. We want to hear that 2 to 300. Okay. So, Brother Ali will also join us here, and they are setting up already. They will join. Please share the show, people. Myself, let me see how better share. Brother Ali, all of you share the show. Yeah, you come on, you share the show, because there are a lot of people. Yeah, yesterday we were calling back to back. Some people wanted to be part, and unfortunately, there was no way just because of some technical glitches or some technical issues. Yeah, you missed. Oh, yeah. We also to miss you yesterday. That the live, oh, that how the live look. You miss us, we miss you. So that the whole team look like. So you'll be missing us. Then when we say your support, some of you you're back. No, the calls were just too much yesterday. Some of you, especially from Liberia, you know, people keep calling back. Oh, look, sometimes we'll just go for a break. Now I know now that you people like so you're like so you people you like the show, or you can be pretending. No wonder. So guess what now? Some we already know the loophole. Yeah, we'll come here, we're not for anybody. We for Liberia. Because we know that the politicians, they are all crooks. And as you may call him, representative, how do you call the high man? You can call over. They may, in fact, they may have a own group that they're going to liberate Liberia from whom? For crooks. So that's it. That's the kind of society we find ourselves in, folks. Let me see how best to go for this break quickly. And trust me, we'll come back. We're going to, please share the show. Those of you who, some of you don't want to share the show, even to give us a share is very hectic for some of you. You don't even like us, but you want us to come on every day. Share the show. Those of you who joining us. Let me see. I'm trying now to go for this break. And trust me, what is this? Let me see. Let me go back to our uncle. What do I want for the Christmas for the 26th? What did the uncle say? Yeah, the uncle here. Let me play the uncle quickly. Go for this. We share the show, people. Don't act like in fact you're not seeing the show. Share the show so that other people can follow you or follow us on the show. You know what? By the time people watch, or in fact by the time they get the show in their favorite chat rooms, they will come, and we are starting with sharing the show. So let me go straight to our uncle on this break and be right back.
My 26 is on you. What do I want? I'm glad you asked. Joseph Nima Boyka, a son of humble beginnings. Your leadership, marked by your humility, your character, and commitment, has offered a new tone to our politics. So I encourage you, sir, to lead boldly, to lead transparently, to lead justly, challenge the old order, empower the next generation, fire and don't suspend, enforce the laws, and surround yourself with people of competence and conscience. Who knows that, like Esther in the biblical narrative, that you have come to this royal position for such a time as this. Uncle Joe, tomorrow is not promised to you. A second term is not guaranteed. Act now. Clean up this mess now. Do it for yourself, but do it for the thousands who stood in the rain to vote for you. Do it for Mayama, who is here with us this morning. Do it for little John, who walked 2 miles this morning to fetch water for his family. Do it for Mazo, who died in childbirth this morning for the lack of proper medical care. Do it for those who are yet unborn, so that when the walk D shows, history will judge you and say, there lies a man called Joseph Yima Boyka, who served his country well. So that is what I want for 26.
Well, do it for Maya. I don't know Maya man, but Maya man got to pray to my people. Easy. Maya man, they said they will do it for you, but you gotta fast. Those of you who just join, share this. Let me see, Brother Ali already. Yeah, one of the other team. Okay, good. I think Brother Ali is here already. Yes, my dear brother, Brother Ali. Good evening and welcome. And should I say, I know happy, I know belated Independence Day to you. I know you people were celebrating more than us, and how it's supposed to be like, because you people have some leverage and you know everything. But I don't know how come sometimes you can be so quiet and cool, but maybe you can be thinking about us. The kind of you know, life going back home, things happening. So sometimes you people feel that no need to celebrate as long as our people are not happy. Then that means we should be a little bit quiet. But again, what say you, my dear brother? Good evening and welcome. Brother Ali.
Mayborn, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm getting you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Mayborn. Good afternoon to our listening audience, followers. I'm glad to be back. Thanks you guys. I was out for the week, very busy. But thank God I'm back, and thank God how's the family doing?
Well, we are grateful. Thank God for life, and all is well from our end here in Liberia.
And it's wonderful. Thanks be to God. So what's going on there?
Well, my dear brother, so many things going on apart from yes, and so many things to talk about, so many things ongoing, and as you may be aware, tomorrow, tomorrow will be holiday that been declared by the President of the Republic of Liberia. You know, I'm a bit confused. Some of you shouldn't get us wrong. And I mean, what is it, 26th president, or is it because you know, yeah, I don't even understand what kind of 25th president or 26th president. But again, it's the 26th. I think it's the 26th president of the Republic of Liberia, and declared that tomorrow should be at by proclamation. Those people that can speak the baby book, they say by proclamation, the president declared that tomorrow will be National Day of Prayer to be observed throughout the Republic of Liberia as a public holiday on tomorrow. So that means tomorrow no shop, nowhere will be open. People should stay home and have their time of praying and fasting for Mama Liberia. So I think that's the major talking points that the talk of the day on today, that people are getting together now, that effective on tomorrow morning. So, sometimes some people can start praying by 12 a.m. So maybe some of them will start fasting by 12 a.m. or to tomorrow evening and so forth. So actually that's a major need, but we're good. Apart from the Independence Day orator, Dr. Don will talk on so many issues, ranging from religious people behavior, from politicians, from the way things are going and so forth. Yeah, my dear brother, we are good to go, but there are mixed reactions to the president or proclamation rather, that in fact declaring tomorrow, Wednesday, the 30th of July, as a fast and prayer day to be observed throughout the republic. Other Liberians are saying yes, that's the best thing to do. Others are saying no. I think that the president don't have that jurisdiction to declare holiday just like that. And so far so good. Also with the economy, the president in his Independence Day speech, he also constituted a committee headed by his own vice president, Honorable Jeremiah Pankon, who is going to chair that committee. That committee is all about going into the market to understand the economy, the prices, and so forth, and come back with reports in 45 days. So Liberians are waiting to hear exactly what's going to happen after that committee report to the president as to whether maybe things president will drop or things will still be the same. Because mind you, people make Canada before, that's our topic here today, the issue of bread and butter. People make Canada before used to be something around 5 for 5, drop down to 4 for 5, certain time 3 for 5, certain time 2 for 5. Now it's 1 for 5. That also started in the previous government, continue in this government, 1 for 5. So we're going to ask ourselves today, how did we arrive at this point? Because mind you, taxi or buses that before, bus used to be some $15 during the term of former President Charles Gange Taylor. And that also entered into Manassery first term, where buses, for example, from Red Light to Central Maneuver, McDonald Street used to be around $25. Even I was even speaking today, once upon a time, I was even serving as car boy on one of the buses. Before we used to collect something around $40. But now we're going close to almost $200. So there are a lot of concerns into transport, fares, and so forth. And the president also talk about that. So my brother, so far so good. These are some of the 20 national issues, and Liberians are eager to know exactly as to where they're heading to, especially when it comes to the issue of their bread and butter. And because, mind you, this government promised that, in fact, they're going to rescue the people, they're going to solve all of the issues, they're going to make sure that they give the people hope. But again, we are not heading to praying and fasting. Thank you so much, my dear brother. So far, so good. Brother Ali? All right, so Mark just joining us. Mark, good evening, my dear brother. I know it's afternoon or maybe morning time.
No, it's past noon. It's 1:20 p.m. here, Central Standard Time. Because I'm in the Midwest.
Oh yeah.
I'm in the middle of the country.
Yeah, I got 2:20.
Yeah, you are an hour ahead of me, so you're on the Eastern Seaboard. Well, I'm here. Nice to be here. Another day on Sktv. I was so downhearted when I got a report. I mean, like, for the July 26th, I heard that the little basket we put out for you, and nobody was able to even donate a penny into the basket for our brother here, Melbourne. But that's okay. We moved. It's Sktv. It was just shocking for me to hear that. No update concerning. I don't know what's going on Sktv with supporting or financing the show. People just deliberately decided to bulk up Sktv financially, but we okay. We be here. I know better days are coming. I tell you guys, people. I know there will be problem with Sktv in the not too distant future. and people who want to sign up, they won't be able to sign up. If not a threat, that's a guarantee. I know that for sure. But maybe a lot of things been happening for me. I'm still reeling from the July 26th because I thought this Gun 26 was one of the best I've ever seen. I mean, the way the Liberian responded all over the world, including the US, it was the biggest since I've been in Minnesota. I have never seen any 26 of such magnitude. And people got their own theory about what led to that. And I listened to the national orator from the July 26th speech. I didn't listen to the whole thing. I just listened to a snippet of it. I didn't even listen to the president's speech as well because we were so busy here, like too many festivity and things were going on. I never had the time to even reflect, looking at the local dailies or listen to the president's speech or going through line by line. For me, I love transcript. I mean, some people are very good in delivering speech, but I like to read the transcript. That way you got better understanding and insight as to what the person was saying. I could give you a bad speech, and if you're a great presenter, you can still make it look like it's a nice speech, but that's why I don't listen to speeches. I like to read the transcript so as to get a better understanding, because when people give a message, when people deliver speeches, there are one objective they try to achieve, to send a secret message. That's it. At the end of the day, all the details, when you put it together, it's just to send a simple message or a secret message to an audience, and they left for you if you understand that message. And I listened to the orator. He went for Joseph Parker to challenge the old order. I don't know a guy who from the old order will be able to challenge old order. I mean, for me, I don't see that happening. He won the enforcement of the law. He won for Joseph Parker to fire and not to suspend. You know, it's becoming like a cultural issue wherein every time when there is a major holiday in Liberia and someone just come and give a pep talk and the government don't even follow up, no matter how people talk, it's so like it's becoming redundant to me. It's like every July 20th we look for one guy who will come and give a fiery speech to kind of bring about some sense of purpose to the country, but the people who are in the position of power are not following up. I think the last time we had Raptor Pelly, right? That gave that speech about the U.S. and the former colonial master and thinking about reimagining Liberia. But can you say that after a year we've been doing anything about reimagining Liberia? So for me, I don't follow up these things. I mean, I don't think they are interesting to me. It's just becoming like a day by day, every year, the same old thing. Somebody come and blast the government and blast the system. At the end of the day, you look at the reality, nothing can change. The government is not even inclined to do something differently. And I heard about the president putting together a task force to go and reassess the commodities. I like Joseph Braga. If you've been on the sideline for the past 6 years, you've been in the corridors of power for almost 40 years. If you don't understand up to now that the fundamental issue, the challenges facing Liberia, mostly economical, that are going to take you close to 2 years before you can put together a task force or a committee to give you update on commodity prices, inflation, job, then you might as well just forget it, because these are the things we've been saying on SKTV from day one. The problems in Liberia are not political, it's not based on popularity, it's an economic narrative. Until we can find a leader that understands global dynamics on the economy, nothing will change for Liberia. So for me, if you are coming in after being in opposition, being there for 12 years previously, sit on the sideline for another 6 years, wait until 2 years into your administration before you can talk about the economy, then it means you just don't get it. You are just running the clock. Or let me just pretend like I want to do something, but I don't think you have the intention. Because if you really understand the dynamics of what happened in Liberia, the economy should have been the very first thing you are hit the ground running. Jobs. I saw Mark Jabate complaining about running away from his own house, how people are begging him and he can't stand it and his salary is not enough because people, I said, yeah, that's what happened. I think it was JFK that said, a society that cannot provide for the many who are poor won't be able to protect the few that are rich. That's just why it is. When people live in poverty, they look up to people in government. They will come and beg you. So the more people slide into poverty, the more risky your life becomes. Even if you are successful in stealing, your stolen wealth won't take you far because there will be too many people begging and they will end up eating into your resources. So, Mark Jabata, I know you're in an unknown location because you left your house since the 20th. You will be over there for a very long time. Nothing's going to change because the president is putting together a team of 45 days to come up with a plan, or I don't know, to give him some update. I don't know. The thing is, it's just a sad situation like bro, but unfortunately, I always keep saying we cannot really litigate the elections. The elections are over. We got to move forward. But I know The previous president and the current president, they are not capable of solving Liberia problem, even if you get another 1,000 years in office, because they don't understand global economic policy. They don't know what it takes to create jobs. So no matter, you can do one pet project here and there, you can grade a road here, you pour one park here, you pour one football field here. At the end of the day, when we talk about policy to transform people's life economically, none of you stand a chance in giving that result. So it's just a waste of time, buying time on the clock. That's it. I'll stop there for now, Mabel.
Wonderful, Mark. Thank you so much, my dear brother. Brother Ali, what say you?
Yeah, Mabel, I'm in the bike doing something while following. I will join you guys in the next 3 minutes, please.
Well, thank you so much, Brother Ali. So again, Mark, to join all up to you. This is our in fact, this is what we will be looking at today. Because mind you, Mark, sometimes people don't understand when you say bread and butter issue. That someone will be asking me, but maybe every time you people will be talking, sometimes we'll be talking about the bread and butter issue. What you people talking about? It's all about job creation and money just stated. Everything that you want to hear about today about the bread and butter issue, that money just stated. That means, look, but Mark, I'll be asking you and Brother Aliu so many questions, even beginning with Mark. Yes, it's right. We are, I think, the 8th poorest country in the world. Mind you, Mark, by them during the time of the former President Charles Gangetel and who in the Hague, lawmakers by them, Mark, they were earning something around 1,000 plus, either 1,250 or 1,300. And they say, you know, they're part of the government. Oh, the country. This country is interesting, Mark. They say, you know, they're part of their government. By that time, our president was sitting at number 2. When they took over 2006, they made us in Saraway. 1,000 plus 1,000 days. With all of the salaries of both government officials and so forth. But Mark, yes, I'm so disappointed, and let me frank. That's why, you know, when we're talking about the 16 billion, you know, that best corner. You know, whenever someone says corner, sometimes some of you just, but this president of ours was right to say that there's corner the Liberian opportunity. And yes, today, they were going to do, some of you don't even understand. But from Broad Street, from McDonald Street, Mark, to Red Light used to be $15. But after when Manasari took over, bus used to be, let's just start with the transport and so forth, because there are so many things that the president talk about. Transport, the people should go there and ask about the transport fare and so forth. Bus used to be $25 when Manasari took over. $25, 2006, 2007, 2008, $25, up to 2010, when bus price went up to $40 from McDonald Street to Red Light. But then how much was the exchange rate by them, Mark? But then the exchange rate was something around either you know, 250 or 300 for $5 by them, or 350. I think so around either 75 or 50 or 60 or something. That was the US rate. Okay, I agree that all milking or maybe other people were in the country and the US rate had to go up because maybe quote unquote it was in demand, or maybe it was surplus and so forth. Okay, granted. Monk. So let's go back to the lawmakers issue. Monk, how come our government, headed by Manaseri Badem, decided to use Liberian people money in the form and manner, pay lawmakers from 1,250 or from 1,300 to almost to 15,000 per month? He said a bidding system. Some of you are listening. Maybe some of you have you never been hearing someone listening for a very long time. You said that you bidding system, but you start to pay people. Government officials, more ministers were making close to almost 25,000. When you try, oh yeah, that person get a lot of experience, and they're coming to come revamp system. They're coming to come and do this. Today, where are we today? Paper making a month used to be 5 for 5. Today is what? 1 for 5. for people making it. Is that the kind of society? So this president of ours, the reason I'm sounding the way I'm sounding or saying all this more, this president of ours know all of these things. That's why the orator is saying to him, clean up this mess. Because you know, so Monk, where are we falling short? Is that our leader don't have that maybe that kind of energy to say, yes, I think today I'm going to do this, I'm going to stop this, and in fact, I'm going to put an end to this. Or where are we going wrong into all of these things that every time we got to fast and pray, everything we tell those spiritual things that physical that we can do, but we turn everything into prayers. What say you, my dear brother?
Well, the thing here is, I don't know. That's why I said it's up. You know, the situation of library is almost like you're trying to hire a carpenter and then you still went and hire a mechanic. And that's where the problem is. Like I said, they won't be able to deliver. Let me tell you something. Everywhere in the world, team prices, they got two concepts in the economics. They got something they call the term value of money, and they get something they call inflation. Inflation means over time things get expensive. That's why even in America, people that came here in the 90s or early 2000, they would tell you how much a 2-bedroom apartment used to cost as compared to today. That's just how it is. Over time, thing prices go up. If you go back to Liberia, people say, oh, Tubman thing was cheap. Okay, Tubman thing was little expensive than what it is doing Tubman. When to walk into power, every 5 to 10 years, you experience a massive inflation. The question is not about inflation because whether you like it or not, over time, money will get cheaper and people print more money and inflation. The question is, how do you mitigate? Because at the end of the day, the quality of your life, it depends on your ability to earn money versus how much you are spending. That's why this are, right? You got your income and you get expenditure. The problem is when prices are going up and you cannot create jobs, how do you expect people to survive? Every single fundamental problem in Liberia is attached to the economy. Whether it's prostitution, whether it's drugs, whether it's about infrastructure development, everything is the economy. The economy is responsible for everything. Now, if you got a major problem, like I said, you are in search of a carpenter. You cannot go and hire a tailor or a mason to do a carpenter's job. That's why they cannot find a solution to the problem because they are not capable of doing it. They have no idea whether it's about innovation, whether it's about business investment, whether it's about changing your regulatory laws, whether it's about manufacturing, whether it's about adding value to your natural resources. Why do you think happening in Burkina Faso? What you see them doing? They're minding their own goal, the nationalizing state resources. That's an economic imperative that could change people's life. In the case of Liberia, no, the president does not understand anything that I just said. Yeah, he being in government, he's a politician, but when it comes to the business aspect, when it comes to the economic aspect of Liberia, no, he will not. He will run the clock out in 6 years. Like I said, if you give me tons of resources as commander-in-chief of Liberia, I can take one project, I can go and say a billion real. The question is, can I put that into a national policy wherein the economic impact will be felt? That's where the problem is. And nobody seems to have a solution. So whether the president established a task force, I'm not going to get results or anything because if you've been there for 12 years before, you were there for you've been on the sideline for another 6 years. After the weird government, people voted, they say you are the adult in the room, you've been in the game for long. Then it's taking you another 2 years to waste before putting a committee together to go and give you an assessment of the economy. Then you are literally telling us that you have no idea as to what you are doing. Matter of fact, the economy is not even your priority because it's almost like a knee-jerk reaction or is a fire brigade mentality. That disaster should first happen before you can look for solution. That's why you're carrying all the fast and proud because technically you have no answer on the economy and you will never have an answer because it's something that this president does not understand. When people come here, when they talk about the modern economy and how the world is changing, whether it's about industrialization, whether it's about artificial intelligence, how people's jobs are being threatened, how America now you got to reshape herself, got to strike or how they call it a trade deal that we should do business. We can't keep giving free money here and there. All these things are happening because of the economy. The economy is something that this president will never understand. He does not understand. Whether he gave him another 10 years, he just doesn't get it. So he's only buying time, in my view. They will bring one boss here, MTA boss will go here. You guys will be clapping because in Liberia, everything is mediocrity anyway. When they put one screen layer, you think that's something a major development. That's all you will be doing for the next 4 years until we run into the next election cycle. But if you think your life will get better, like I keep asking folks, go back 20 years. Can you tell me that over the past 20 years, economically, your life ever improved in Liberia? No matter who's in power, they want to talk about politics, just the reality.
No.
Going back to what I'm saying. Any Liberian say, you know what? 6 years ago, I was doing better. Economically, I'm able to make more income. I got a better job as compared to today.
But more quickly, this is the in fact, Liberia is the only country. I don't know about other countries. For me, I live here, I'm born here, and I grew up here. And in fact, I'm staying here. More Liberia is the only country where you work for 5 years. 5 years is just half a decade. Nothing to show. Then you work for 12 years. Nothing to look. Monk, this country of ours, we know how to use people. That's why sometimes when you see somebody retiree, some of you don't get angry with them. Don't blame them. Now our eyes now get to understand that the risk. Look, Monk, how many of in fact all of these leaders, which one of them even targeting the issue of labor? Do they care? No.
Yes, they're fighting over some bogus contract that the other administration signed. They want to give interest to individual. Now they are saying that the president's son and the police director, they are the one behind the thing because they want to get it. That's all you will be doing for the next 6 years. If you are the average person, like, bro, let me break the news to you. You will get worse off. Nothing going to change. Oh, yeah. So the whole idea that you are hoping, hope is not a strategy. When you listen, maybe look around in West Africa. Look at countries that are doing better, whether it's Rwanda, whether it's Ethiopia, whether it's Africa. I think Africa growing by almost 8%. Even the Great United States, we don't even grow at 8%. We will grow at 3.5. Africa is growing at 8%. Ghana maybe 6.5. Do you know what it means? Because these leaders understand what it takes to grow an economy. Everybody cannot work in the government. The question is, what kind of investment are you making today that will guarantee all that 4 or 5 years from now, life is going to change. People are going to become better in terms of whether it's about income, whether it's about paying their children's school fee, whether it's about getting job. We all cannot work in government. The president has been coming to a lot of business functions here, whether it was in Atlanta, whether it was in China or South Korea. We are yet to see the return on investment for all these trips because I said it. I mean, that's going down. Trust me, when it comes to the presentation where he did with Donald Trump, it was splendid. The question is, how do you transform that or transfer that into an economic advantage for you? Yeah, the presentation was great. You made a great sales speech. You got a recognition of the war. The whole war was on it. Some people had their own theory as to how they interpreted it, but you got the war's recognition. That's why I believe was the reason for this July 26th, because it put the spotlight on Liberia everywhere in the world, the media, social media talking. So the Liberian people, yeah, they might feel optimistic. Yeah, our president got access to the White House. Matter of fact, Donald Trump gave him praises and he think he can do business. But the question is, I could care less about what you and Donald Trump say on TV. I want to know how that meeting will translate into an economic benefit for the Liberian people. And I'm yet to hear anything.
And more to even add to that, sometimes you see the people, oh yes, somebody gave our country 50,000 or 50 million, and there's other millions and this and that and everything. At the end of the day, your people are still living in abject poverty. So, Monk, sometimes I get these things like, well, what is really going on? How come we are not learning from other people? So, Monk, maybe but Ali want to come in quickly. Are you okay now, or we should continue?
Yeah, Mabel, can you hear me now?
Okay, we're getting you. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, and thanks to Moaben. Yeah, thanks to you guys. Yeah, thanks for the Independence Day celebration. You guys carry on. We saw it in Liberia, we saw it in America. But just that for me, I don't celebrate Liberia independent. Yes, because I feel to myself, celebrating Liberia independent, I will be a hypocrite and be very much deceptive to the Liberian people. If we will sit on this platform every day and we talk about what is happening in the country, today you go to JFK, people are sitting in plastic chairs to take drip. You see people are lying on the floor in the hallway, uncomfortable for them to administer drip on them, giving them medication. You go to Redemption Hospital, the same thing, ELWA. And today in Liberia, you see government schools, no windows, no doors. Even the job go at this modern age and time, children are still sitting on the bare floor to learn. You see all of these things happening in the country, Every day in the country, there is no day you wake up, you will see dead body in the streets, or the increase of drugs in the country, and all of these things we are talking about them every day. So, why am I already celebrating Independence Day? 178 years of a failed nation? Is that what I'm going to be celebrating? When we sit there, we discuss all of these things, what is happening in the country, and then I'm saying I'm going to celebrate Liberia independence. For me, I don't celebrate. I don't even know when I ever celebrate Liberia independence. If you have people in the country that go to work from Monday to Friday, you pay them $80, $90, $125, $150, and someone generator set home and pay $3,000 US a month. What am I celebrating? You see? So I see that like when I'm going to celebrate 2618, what am I really celebrating? I'm deceiving the people. I'm not being real to them. So for me, I don't celebrate Liberia independence at all. When our people going, the taxes they pay in the country, when it isn't going to make impact on their lives, you pay taxes in the country, or we can brag about Liberia have natural resources. When are we going to turn our resources into wealth? You bring in companies, they exploit our resources, they pay taxes to the government, and you only have 105 people that enjoy everything in the country while the masses are suffering. Why are you celebrating a failed nation? That's why I don't celebrate Liberia independence. And we've been saying this thing here over and over, and when you listen to the orator, he said it right. Don't surround yourself with a bunch of incompetent people. This is why our government continue to pay. People are only getting jobs based on political party affiliation, based on friendship, and not on qualification. This is how our country is running today. At the end of the day, you won't go anywhere because I know more. He's my friend, I gave him job. Because you may born, you wore green t-shirt, you wore blue t-shirt, I gave you job, not based on qualification, but because of political party affiliation and on friendship. We are not going anywhere as a nation when we continue this. So I saw people jubilating over there, and today the government, they say because the Independence Day was celebrated, they have never seen it today. That's another achievement for the Unity Party government. It shows that their government is doing well. That's why people celebrated. Okay, just continue doing that and wait for 2029. Liberians, yes, no matter how our political differences, when it comes to jolly, people will go out to celebrate. People been doing it, but this year, you fall on the holiday on the weekend, and people enjoy themselves. So if you will take that as achievement for your administration, that's cool. Continue. And today I listened to you, the president, talking about fast and prayer. What are the prayer points? Why are they going to fast for? What are they going to pray for? You see, Lemong said the president, he doesn't know what he's doing because you've been in government for 42 years, vice president for 12 years. You see, you are in opposition for another 6 years. Today, as a president, you don't still know what Liberian people need. You're coming to set up a committee calling the vice president. Where is your commerce minister? What role the vice president have to do with that? Which legislative influence the president have, or why were they giving that power to say, oh yeah, you just coming to declare a national holiday or proclamation for people to go and fast and pray? What are the prayer points to fast and pray against the drugs people bringing in the country, to fast and pray against the hardship, and you contributing the hardship in the country? So I don't really get it. So these things are happening in the country. Let people go and fast and pray. And if you think the fast and prayer is the solution to Liberia problem, you are not ready yet to do anything, because that cannot help. If you don't know what the people are facing, the challenges in the country, and you will come and say fast and prayer is all to it, you are not going anywhere. You always talk about reconciliation. We need to reconcile this country. What are you doing? Look at today, you're going after opposition, political opponents. You're going after Musa Belete businesses, other people, and you will always come and talk about reconciliation. What is the reconciliation? So there are so many things going on in the country. You see, so the whole time of fast and prayer, I don't know the prayer point. I don't know what you people are going to pray for. So I will wait to see your prayer point and what the president really wants you to pray for in the country.
Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you, brother Aliu. And we move, Mark. You listen to our brother, but everything is just circle around the happening in the country, the situation, the hardship. Because mind you, the president also acknowledged that indeed the hardship, even though some of the supporters, some of the rescuers, sometimes they will come and larger people that everything is okay. But again, the president said no, things are not fine. So we had to go to God now, go, and have our own request to God about the happening in the nation and more. All of these things that are happening are physical. Now you stated that the poverty or the things that are happening in our country is man-made. Now the same man that made this thing now saying no, let's go back to God. So Monk, what kind of people are we entered? What are we going to get from God if we go to God in the name of fasting and praying? With things change, or we just going to waste our time? And the rich people, especially the politicians, because mind you, the politicians are the rich group of people in Liberia. So will they continue to eat and everything? And why we keep praying? What say you?
That's what I'm telling you. It gets a strategy, it gets a confirmation that the president is lost and he doesn't understand what he's doing. They are buying themselves some political time on the clock. It's almost like because they know that the vast majority that bring people are gullible. That's why every criminal in our country, every killer, they resort to religion in the name of God because they know that how you were pre-programmed to operate. That's exactly why the president. Which country in the world became a better country because they have fast and prayer? Naming one country economically in the world. Even the United States that were built by Puritans from Europe, that you go to every state house, you see the law of the 10 Commandments and the Bible, and in God we trust. Was it God that built America? It was men that built America. Wasn't that innovation? Wasn't it about their capitalistic mindset and how they call it a private enterprise system that built this great country? You saw them having fast and prayer to build a country. Is Paul Kagame fasting and praying every day to build Rwanda? Is Africa growing at 8% GDP rate because of the fast and prayer they can have in Africa? So it just tells you the nature of this country. They are confused. They have no idea. It's just a bad time. I like you are doing something, do one or two little projects here and there, create this illusion that you are working because you're in a mediocre society. You got a society where people don't barely think, even some of the so-called educated one. You can bamboozle them, you can have beyond religion. That's what the president is doing. Because a president who truly understands the fundamental problem in our country, he will have known what to do on day one. The moment he put his hand down from that Bible, he swears in, he was going to hit the ground running. But now with the president, to form his own cabinet, it took almost 90 days plus. Then you talking about you're going to face the economy. You know what? Just about how the economy works. He doesn't. That's why he can never talk about that. Now, you're talking about building a strong economy, right? They will tell you anywhere in the world, the private sector is the engine for growth and development. There's a man targeting a private entrepreneur and he's going to tour a facility, government. He sees everything through the lenses of the government because he never worked a single day in the private sector in his entire life. Joseph Burger had never written on the back of a check as a CEO of a corporation or anything. So when you talk about the economy, no, that's something he will never understand, not even at this age. Matter of fact, he's already declining. Because we all get old, we grow. We were born, we grow up, we develop, we get old, and we die. That's just the normal cycle of human being. That's why the orator told him, you don't have time. Nothing is promised, especially for your age. You are high risk. So if he couldn't understand it then, what make you think that now, where he's already in the state of decline, that he will understand? So all he's doing, he's just buying time, pretend like something is going on, make people to believe that they are working, and at the end of the day, you will exhaust another 6 years on the political clock, and then that's it. You run to another election cycle. But nothing is going to change. I don't expect anything to happen. Maybe. I'm not betting. That's why I told you from the one.
Yes,
I'm not
great point, Mark. So quickly before we go to Brother Ali, let me just say this, because even the iconic orator, Dr. Don, also said that in the praying and fasting, and I mean, our own orator, the message, praying and fasting, they made the message, no. Let's do these things, let's go to work. Let's do work. Then fasting and praying, that's what you were saying. Every time, 5 times a week, you're going to prayer meetings in saying that, or in fact, he said that it will not solve no problem. And that's what Mon just stated. That's true. Look, God gave us all of the knowledge so that we can put in knowledge.
I'm not trying to cut you off, maybe I'm not trying to disrupt you. I want you to tell our audience, right? The fundamental essence of fasting and praying. What fasting and praying is for? Good. It's based on an individual basis. When you want to get closer to God, right? In terms of, they call it spiritual discipline. Where on a personal level, you want to take a quiet time of your own power life and focus on God. That's what fasting and praying is all about. Not a country. No, that's not what it's for. It's mostly individually done. People can take different time of their life, or different time they can fast, right? Some people can say, I will fast the first week in the new month. That's an individual thing. There is no country on the planet that became better from fast and prayer. You can name it one. I bet you. Anywhere in the world.
But Mark, I can remember, I think the former President George, I think that was 2019, he said that Liberia should pray for the country. But he never declared anything a holiday. I stand to be corrected, but I think every time as a leader, you will call for these things. It's right. Nobody's saying that don't do it, but to call for whole day of just fasting and which of course you have almost 2 holidays, Mark.
Yeah. You know, we get Thanksgiving Day and we get National Day of Fast and Prayer. Yes.
What constitutional reliance that the president has to come and declare a national holiday? I can rather understand. Joseph Baka, you take yourself to be what, dictator or what? That you can just come and say something. You see, people in the country, they're already starving. They can't even say a phone. And you tell whole day that nobody should go anywhere, nobody should go to where to their businesses, but to come and do fast and prayer for the nation. To pray on what? You see? But man, I don't really know.
But it's a good thing, it's a smart strategy, Aliu, because when you have an impoverished country where people are not doing better to even put the basic breakfast on their table or 3 square meal, and you tell them to fast, they're already fasting. You don't have to declare fast and prayer. People are naturally fasting every day because to even afford the food, it's a tough thing. So if I were the president, I'm not going to cover National Day of Fast because people are fasting almost the vast majority of the time in Liberia. That's just an economic aspect as well. Because maybe if I wake up in the morning with no job and no money, most definitely at a certain point of the day, I'm not going to eat. So technically, I'm already fasting every day in Liberia. There is a higher possibility that I'm going to fast at a particular time of the day. Because the fasting, you can do it for 7 days. You can do it for 14 days. Some people can fast for 12 hours. Some people can fast for 6 hours. So if you wake up in the morning and you're not even sure eating in the evening, then technically you're already in fast and prayer mode. I don't think I need an open declaration for the president to fast and pray if you're in Liberia. For most people, now I'm talking about everybody. So you're already fasting. Every day you are fasting.
Oh yes, indeed, Mark. From a fact, you are quite correct because if you see the way things are proceeding, because if you notice, you also see that most of our government officials are the ones shining, and the other, people who are other United Party followers are supporters. Some of them, even though they are crying in the same. So, look, I don't know, but tomorrow going to be fast and prayer day that been declared by the president. Oh, but Mark, I was thinking, like one of you were talking about reconciliation. I was thinking that maybe tomorrow should have been a unique day for peace and reconciliation, where we're going to witness our current president, going to the home of maybe the former president, and they're having that kind of more unique day, or they're having that kind of more, peace talk, talking about Liberia moving forward and so forth. But to hear that someone who can even speak to their friend, talking about us going to fast. So how are we going to fast tomorrow, Mark? Because the Bible also talk about you got to learn to forgive your brother, and no matter what. So if you're having issues, and that issue haven't settled yet, but you're going to pray to God, Mom, do you think that the prayer will be answered?
Maybe how many times? Sorry, Mom.
No, go ahead, Ali. Go ahead.
How many times you want to have reconciliation in the country? I think quite recently the president had the reconciliation or healing whatsoever in the country. How many times? Joseph Waka's speeches are contradiction and deception to we and making more great out of us. Because you were talking about reconciliation, he's not reconciling the country. Now you're talking about fast and prayer. Even the former president, you don't speak to him. That one are your business. Even but looking at men like Musa Benete that providing job for hundreds of Liberians, you going after a business. So when you tell like you taking a business from him, you know how many Liberians are jobless? You talking about reconciliation all the time. Those people that were working, when you already take that item for him, Musa Benete, more than 100 or more Liberians are out of job. Then you talking about coming to fast and pray. When you are the cause of the suffering in the country, then they coming to fast and pray for what? So that issue about reconciliation is just another mortgage Joseph Waka can be making out of we the Liberian people, because he's not ready to reconcile the country. See what you did to your own kissy brother Dimas Kimia. Go and reconcile with these people. Then we know you're ready for reconciliation.
Even Steve Zako,
Okay,
even
Steve
trying.
Zago, your own
Steve,
brother, see what you did to him.
God.
Taking people from their jobs on a daily basis instead of focusing on governing. You think you get a second chance to come back, as the orator told you? You better focus on governing and forget about 2029. Just 2 years of your presidency, you focusing about next election. You bring up a fast and prayer because while Liberia will live in a godable society, people will fall for it. They will waste their time tomorrow. If someone said I can drink, that tomorrow say I will drink more than ever before. So me, that that's another fun. That whole fast and prayer thing.
Wonderful. That's good. Quickly, we have about 3 more minutes or nearly 2 more minutes to go for our news break. Yes, so we will join the news team and 7 o'clock and at 7:15 we come back and continue with the show this evening. But quickly, I don't know, but among I think all of us we are just talking all of these things because of Mama Liberia. And like I was saying, you know, we have pepper making. No, those of you who are also commenting back to back, you are quite correct. Just put out your prayer point, and maybe you may like to pray for something better. Who knows? So put out something good. Put out your prayer point, but on a very serious note, no matter how you read the Bible, take the Bible upside down, eat on the Bible, even the Quran, pray here and there. You got to work. The Bible says no food for lazy man. It's there. You're not going to sleep for you to get food. No day that food fall from heaven anymore. You got to go to work. You got to find something to do. And the entire issue with the bread and butter issue, people had to work. Now you give the 7 150, for example. Some of them are even making 150. You get them 150 before July 26th. Even before 26th, they whole money finish. Now they have to go to work, pay their way back to back. You think you're making progress? For God's sake. Do you think that you want to take your people from poverty? No. You are still adding insult to injury. Just because nothing to do. So people think that the only thing that let me just manage. So people are managing their lives. They are no longer living for the better life, but they are managing. That's why when you see people traveling from Liberia, by the time they travel outside of Liberia, their life shine brighter. Just because we live here in abject poverty. People that are working, there's no difference between the working class and the non-working class. Where in this world somebody will spend 5 years somewhere, nothing to show. 10 years, nothing to show. It's only Africa, especially Liberia, just because why the behavior of our politicians. But again, Mark, we're going to go for the news break. All of us, we can go for the break. When we come back,
I'm taking a break. You can just put the news break on, and then we can take it from there. We'll come back after the news bulletin.
All right, that's good. So thank you so much, my dear brother Monk and other brother Ali. So folks, if you just joining us, we're going for the news bulletin. We'll come back. Trust me, we're going to go more into that. In the 7:10, we're going to activate the line so that you can also be part of the show this evening, the SKTV show. I'm Johnson Maybon. This break, and we'll be right back after the news bulletin.
Years ago, on News Central Way Press, charged to collect balanced, credible, and accurate news and information. A tax tested and proven to be a world-class example of news presentation where truths are told. We lead by example and others follow. RCR News, the premier source of accurate news. Quality is up next.
From Duboro in Peaceville, welcome to RCR News Bulletin at 7. I'm Sheikh Sano. In the headline, President Joseph Boakai has, by proclamation, declared Wednesday, July 30, 2025, as National Day of Prayer to be observed as a public holiday throughout the country. The former Commissioner General of the Liberia Immigration Service has blamed the Minister of Local and the National Security Advisor to the President for his indefinite suspensions and subsequent removal. The acting executive director of the Liberia Agricultural Commodity Regulatory Authority, Dan Sai, has outlined significant steps being taken to transform the institutions and away from home. The police in Angola says 4 people have been killed and 500 have been arrested after demonstrations in the capital, Luanda. Those were the headlines in the news. Now the details. President Joseph Boakai has, by proclamation, declared Wednesday, July 30, 2025, as National Day of Prayer to be observed as a public holiday throughout the country. According to a foreign ministry release, the president called upon all prelates, priests, elders, deacons, evangelists, imams, and all residents, regardless of religious creed, to gather with one accord in their places of worship to intercede on behalf of the nations. President Joseph Boakai called on all Liberians to submit themselves in humble supplication to the Almighty God for guidance and protection for Liberia. He at the same time crave Liberians' indulgence to embrace forgiveness for one another, noting that it is only through reconciliation that a country can fully heal and move forward as one people. The presidential proclamation stated that from the founding of the nation through seasons of trial and triumph, God has remained a guide and source of hope. The proclamation declared that all public offices, business houses, marketplaces are to remain closed on this day, while all citizens and foreign residents will cease from their usual daily occupations and avocations in further recognitions of God's love and guardians. The former Commissioner General of the Liberia Immigration Service has blamed the Minister of Local and the National Security Advisor to the President for his indefinite suspensions and subsequent removal. Steve Zago was suspended by President Joseph Boakai for 3 months, but it seems to be indefinite, which is also an implied dismissal for the Unity Party-led government because he has since been replaced by Elijah Rufus. Speaking on the voice of Lofa Invonjama, Zago claimed that he was fed up with being used as a sacrificial lamb under the doctrine of tradition, which called for nephew to unconditionally and unquestionably respect their uncles. According to the former LI's boss, although his suspension letter did not specify any offense or violations he committed, but he firmly believed that Minister Francis Nyumale and Presidential Advisor Samuel Kofi Woods orchestrated efforts to have him removed. Zago explained that Internal Affairs Minister Francis Nyumale, Minister of State Sylvester Grisby, and Samuel Kofi Woods perceived that he, Zago, should not survive under the arrangement. He alleged that Nyumale and other top officials, including Sylvester Grisby and Samuel Kofi Woods, have hijacked the office of the president and are making decisions about who works in the government and who does not. The acting executive director of the Liberia Agricultural Commodity Regulatory Authority, Dan Sai, has outlined significant steps being taken to transform the institutions. Sai hailed President Joseph Boakai for the confident reposed in him and at the same time vowed to strengthen the regulation of the coffee, cocoa, and oil palm sector. Liberia acting executive director said his visions aligns with President Boakai's broader agenda to revamp Liberia's agriculture sector. Science showed that farmers will receive fair prices for their produce as part of a broader effort to ensure equity and sustainability in the sector. Science noted that the Boakai's administration is committed to elevating agriculture to a new level that benefit all sectors of the country. He also disclosed that Liberia is set to launch an initiation in 5 southeastern counties in organizing households into cooperatives that will empower communities to own and manage their funds. The Lagra acting director made these remarks when he was honored by Tajuan United Development Associations. Liberia has officially turned a new page in its long-standing relationship with the United States as Dr. Al-Hassan Conte, the country's newly appointed ambassador, presented his letter of credence to U.S. President Donald J. Trump at the White House. The formal ceremony here in the Oval Office on July 24, 2025, was not only rich in diplomatic tradition, but also marked the beginning of what both countries view as a renewed era of partnership, progress, and opportunity. President Trump welcomed Ambassador Conte, expressing optimism for deeper economic ties and mutual growth. Ambassador Conte is expected to focus on strengthening educational, economic, and cultural cooperations. His appointment signals Liberia's commitment to elevating its global presence and creating new openings for Liberians at home and abroad. A release from the Liberian embassy described the movement as more than ceremonial, calling it a renewed commitment to dialogue, partnership, and prosperity. At the reception followed, Ambassador Conte engaged fellow diplomats in strategic discussions, setting the tone for proactive, forward-looking diplomacy. His vision is clear: to represent Liberia with purpose, to attract investment, and ensure the benefit of U.S. President or U.S. Liberia ties are fair by everyday citizen. The country director of the Center for Disability Rights, Yacito Danwa, is acknowledging Samuel Dane, Executive Director of the National Commission on Disabilities, to refrain from misrepresenting the sheer struggle of persons living with disability for political gains. Danwa said Director Dane during a press conference upon his abstaining from the 2025 United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability, claims that the Liberian government has appointed 5 persons with disabilities within strategic positions in government. Yet, Yacito Danwan noted that Director Samuel Dean was quick to name 3 directors at the National Commission on Disability and Noah Gibson, Deputy Director for Operations, National Transit Authority, adding that the 3 appointments at the NCD are not exceptional but legal requirement. Speaking at the press conference in Queensville, Dunward argued that Deputy Director Gibson's appointment at the NTA was as a result of his support to the Unity Party during the election, stressing that the 5th person named still unknown, as dozens of qualified graduates with a disability remain unemployed. At the same time, Yacito Danwa accused Director Samuel Dane of misinforming the international community that NCD received nearly $1 million United States dollars allocations during the 2025 national budget. He said the approved amount was $521,569 United States dollars, cautioning Director Yacito Danwa leadership to provide a balance. President Joseph Boakai has officially launched the direct import of petroleum products into Liberia, making fuel more available and helping to lower prices for Liberians. A huge shipment of 10,000 metric tons, about 3.5 million gallons of gasoline, has already arrived in the country. The fuel was brought in by the government to ensure huge quantity of petroleum products are on the Liberian market. Another 7,000 metric tons, about 1.9 million gallons of diesel is expected in the coming days. Liberia Petroleum Refining Company said this direct input means the government will now sell fuel to retailers, helping to control market prices and ensure steady supply across the country. During the launch, President Joseph Boakai also toured and inspected major petroleum projects, new storage tanks, and a state-of-the-art testing lab built to support this new fuel program. The building, which started last year, are now completed and ready for full use. Managing Director of the Liberian Petroleum Refining Company, Amos Stewart, said the move will bring real change to the fuel market. He added that the facility will help keep fuel safe and available at all times, President Walker praised the LPRC team for their hard work, calling the move a big win for the Liberian people. The executive director of the National Rehabilitation for Drugs and War-Affected Persons consolidated a couple to the West Point Magistrate Court for allegedly giving a dangerous substance identified as cool to a 19-year-old boy, leading to his death. Retired Colonel Augustine Nambe, assisted by residents, seized the couple, Jerry Colley and Titi Sifos, for allegedly drugging the victim, identified as Freedom Jala, around a popular getting known as Strange Time, located around at a PHP on Ronald Street. Colonel Nambe explained that when a couple observed that the victim was unconscious after taking a coach, they chartered a tricycle and rushed into the Catholic hospital, but the hospital reportedly refused to accept him because he was dead on arrival. Nambe narrated it was based upon the account he received a tip-off and rushed to the scene and apprehended a couple and transported them to the West Point Magistrate Court. The retired colonel pointed out that the victim was ongoing rehabilitation at the center but came to greet his relative during the July 26 celebrations. The executive director of the Executive Steering Committee of the National Political Centrism Movement has held its first section setting the foundation for the group's work. 5 subcommittees were formed to lead key areas, including legal affairs, policies, governance, outreach, and fundraising. They are expected to produce action plan ahead of its formal launch set for late July or early August. The group is a non-partisan political action group focused on objective multi-party collaborations and improving the socio-economic conditions of Liberians through the grassroots engagement and policy dialogue. The movement chairperson, Councillor Kanyoba Bala, has been speaking to the station. About 230 Liberians from various government ministries and agencies have completed a day-long orientations for juror services or service. The 230 Liberian citizens who are referred to as prospective jurors completed the orientation ceremony on Friday, July 24, 2025, and are expected to serve as jurors during the pending August term of court. During the Friday's day-long event, according to our judicial correspondent, they were warned by authority of the Juror Management Office of the Judiciary not to get involved in juror tampering, saying their role is to look at the fact during the litigations and determine the amount of fairly consistent with law. They were selected from various government ministries and agencies in Mosirado County to serve as prospective jurors. Councillor Alice Salih, head of the Juror Management Office at the Judiciary, said the Just Ended Gathering is a regular event, stressing that Friday's turnout was encouraging. Our judicial correspondent further said the objective of the jurors' orientation is to educate the prospective jurors about their duties and role during the litigation. The commissioning ceremonies of the confirmed Chief Justice Yamin Bese is reportedly scheduled for August 18 or 19, 2025 at the Executive Mansions. Justice Bese's commissioning ceremony, according to our judicial correspondent, was previously scheduled for July 23, 2025, but was abruptly postponed by the Executive Mansion to avoid constitutional crisis when outgoing Chief Justice Yanayo was still sitting as head of the judiciary. Our judicial correspondent further said following his commissioning ceremony, a special section will be held in the chambers of the Supreme Court for the confirmed Chief Justice sitting as head of the judiciary. But before Justice Bess's sitting event, the outcomes or the outgoing Chief Justice Yanayo will officially close the March term of Supreme Court on August 15, 2025, which will end on 3 years tenure at the judiciary. Before the closing event, a court is expected to run opinions in a number of cases on August 13 and 14, 2025. Justices of the Supreme Court are currently writing opinions to enable them meet a court closing deadline. The court closing event will be done in 2 phases: the closing ceremony in the chamber of Supreme Court that we witnessed Justice Yours leaving the Chief Justice chair and later her retirement ceremony, which will be held at the ground floor at the Temple of Justice. Chief Justice Yaneyo has since reached the retirement age of 70 on June 26, 2025, consistent with Article 72B of the 1986 Constitution. The National Keke and Motorbike Riders Welfare and Advocacy Organization of Liberia wants national government through the Liberian National Police to desist for issuance of unfair tickets to their members. The organization is calling on the LNP to reduce the prices on tickets and at the same time cancel all no-go zone on tricycle and motorcycle in Monrovia. The group, through a Chief Executive Officer Azu Sise, is demanding the cancellations of all concession agreement between the Liberian government and the Liberian Traffic Management, and the registration of vehicles, tricycles, motorcycles be turned over to the Ministry of Transport. If you are just joining us, please be reminded that you are listening to the news bulletin from the News and the Current Affairs Department of Renaissance Communications Incorporated. And out of Liberia now, police in Angola says 4 people have been killed and 500 have been arrested after demonstration in the capital, Luanda. What began as a 3-day strike by taxi driver against rising price of petrol prices has escalated into one of the most widespread and disruptive wave of protests the country has seen in recent years. Thousands of people joined demonstrations in the capital on Monday that saw roadblock, shop looted, car destroyed, as well as clashes between demonstrators and police. To end this news bulletin, the recaps of the major headlines. President Joseph Walker has, by proclamation, declared Wednesday, July 30, 2025, as National Days of Prayer to be observed as public holiday throughout the country. The acting executive director of the Liberia Agricultural Commodity Regulatory Authority, Dan Sai, has outlined significant steps taken to transform the institutions. And the former Commissioner General of the Liberia Immigration Service has blamed the Minister of Local and the National Security Advisor to the President for his indefinite suspension and subsequent removal. RCR News Bulletin. I'm Sheikh Sano. Good evening.
Correct. Yes, indeed. So we're back after the news break. All right, good. Yeah, so Mark and that of Brother Ali, we're back. That just Douala, right? Yes, that Douala market we're just showing, so that those of you who are watching, I guess you are a bit confused as to where that debt is. It's right there in Douala.
Yeah,
we were fasting. Mark, let me put
sanitary conditions trash. Man, people wonder why they keep getting sick. Look at that kind of trash. You in that thing 24/7. What do you think going to happen to you?
Mark, look, mother control the fact. Maybe that the Holy Spirit will come, more who knows? Sometimes through the Holy Spirit you can help. Is it a debt? Can you imagine? Not just to the video there. Those of you that are just watching, who commenting? I don't know. Some of you who are commenting back to back. I don't know whether you really understand what you're saying or you just want to, maybe you just want to comment just because. Well, anyway, Mark, we're back after the news break. I don't know whether you are following. If so, what say you quickly before we go back into.
The one thing I don't understand about some of these people, right? And I understand the role of the government, But when you notice that something poses a systemic risk to your own very health and your own existence, you need government to come. I mean, they got marketers. They are telling me that they cannot mobilize their own resources in a big market like to clean their own environment. Is that why they are
And
saying
that's a good point, Mom. You're coming to that. That's a good point, Mom. But guess what? If you have a system, Mom, that don't care. Look, these marketeers or the heads of the market association, or how you may call it, we've been on the radio for ever so long. We've been talking and calling the attention of the Liberia Marketing Association. Monk, all these people care about is how to collect the money and put their people into. Monk, look, that's a society man there, brother. If your father don't care, tell me who gonna care more. So I look at my brother. Go ahead.
You can imagine you got people holding their nose over there and people sitting over there every day. The quality of air can tell me the value, the quality of your life. The air
Even
quality.
people sell food down there, Monk. People sell food. People sell food, Monk. Just watch that video. But go ahead, my brother. Sorry.
You need government. You don't need anything. You don't need government. You do you mobilize your own reason because your health. The first law of nature is called self-perseverance. You must protect yourself from harm or anything. So even though, we depend on the government, but even your own marketing association, even the marketers that sit over there, are you telling me that you guys cannot do a Saturday at least few hours and clean that environment for your own health sake? Come on, man.
In fact, all of us will fast tomorrow. Can you imagine the thing that the Holy Spirit can make clean for us tomorrow? Those of you, go to Sktv and watch this video. Thank you to the people, DTV Liberia or DTV Online. Thank you so much for job. For job well done. These are things we'll come and we'll talk about. People get angry. Why you people talking about this? When you people can talk about what you want us to talk about, things that wreck the life of our people. This thing, even international partners see this thing, they will feel bad. They will feel that they will be thinking as to whether you're even serious. So tomorrow, the prayers tomorrow, let's pray against dirtiness. Yeah, let's pray so that our life, so can be clean. But anyway, Brother Aliu, what say you?
I think Ali is still busy. He's not ready to give some signal when he's ready.
Yes. Indeed. So let's go ahead and continue before we go to the line by 7:30. I need maybe to hear from our people too also. But Monk, my dear brother, tomorrow again, the fast and prayer will go back to fasting and praying so that the Holy Spirit can come and maybe that the Holy Spirit will clean the dead down there on tomorrow.
Is it cleanliness next to godliness? If you live in a dirty city, it means God will not even intervene on your behalf because God said he dirt. You must first clean. That's why they can tell you, even your body, they say the body is the temple of God. You got to purify your spirit before God can even be able to come in. And you're talking about you doing a national or day of fast and prayer, your city is dirty like that. That's why when you pray to God, God doesn't even listen to your prayer because God hates death. They say cleanliness is next to godliness. So you cannot live in a dirty society and you believe that praying to God, you're going to respond to your prayer. No, it's not going to happen. So it's another waste, another day gone wasted. But most of the time I tell people, when you don't understand the economic impact and the implication, the reason why they minimize holiday, you see all the US presidents, they get in one holiday, they call it President's Day. Because in this country, when you shut down the economy for even few hours, they end up losing billions of dollars, tens of billions, if not hundreds of billions of dollars. I'm talking about, so they don't just come up with holiday because holiday means you're not going to slow down the economic impact or the economic activity in the country. People will take the day off. So you're closing stores and people won't be able to commercialize their goods and services because of the declared holiday. But at the end of the day, there is a serious impact you have on the economy. That food you are taking off the table because at the end of the day, the more we transact, how we can change goods and services, we get money, we feed ourselves, we feed our family. And the vast majority of people got to go out there. Like I said, the poor vendors, they're not living for profit. They're only living on a day-by-day basis. So the more holiday you create, you just put more people in poverty and make more people to fast. Naturally, without even fasting to God. Because every day, if you are just selling to put food on the table the next day, and every freaking day, some kind of a holiday, what do you think going to happen to you? Someone is taking food off your table. So technically, you're already in fast and prayer mode in Liberia. Almost every time of the day, at a certain point in time, you are in fast and prayer mode. So I don't think we need another executive order or some kind of a declaration or decree coming from the president about National Day of Fast and Prayer.
So more quickly, let me ask you this question because that's the same question. In fact, I will be asking our people today. In fact, do we really need fast and prayer as people all the time to do our work? But But here's the question. That's another follow-up question. But here's the question mark. Our people who live on, they have to go and sell, before they have something, or before they have food. What are going to bring to them, monk? Because mind you, the 20 say already passed, and most of them, they already spend their little.
Oh yes.
They spend a little money that they've been keeping in a little cash box and so forth, and they've been dependent. Okay, I think this week if I sell, I'll be able to pay my.
Also, yeah, then you get another declaration coming.
But tomorrow going to be another day off for them.
Yeah.
What are going to?
And that's midweek too. The middle of the week. We deep into the middle of the week. That's Wednesday. That's the third day in the work week, right? And you're gonna take another after. In Liberia, it's just a tradition after every major holiday, Christmas, New Year, Thanksgiving, July 26th. These are days people dig deep into their pocket. Someone that's saving just to enjoy that day and celebrate that day. Now, just when it's about time for you to get back on your feet to go and replenish what all you spend over the weekend, they get another national day of fast and prayer. I don't get it. But unfortunately, my brother, that's Liberia for you. That's just kind of a society we all come from. That's how people operate. That's how a government with no clear vision in knowing what they actually want to do. That's how they're going to be operating. Like I said, it's all political showmanship. It's all about buying themselves time. Look, Mabon, let me tell you something. When you have a clear vision and a goal and you know exactly what you want to do, every day you wake up from bed, you will know exactly what you will do to get you closer to that goal. When you don't have a clear goal and a vision and a target, you wake up every day and the day will determine how your day will go. You don't determine how the day will go. The day will decide for you because you don't have a plan. So you just be reacting. That's exactly what happening with this government. They are
but more quickly, before Brother Ali come on, but some of the problems are all glaring. Some of these things are all things are not things that are spiritual. No, because for example, the issue of bread and butter is not spiritual. You gotta eat. They eat. The issue of finding food to eat is not spiritual. The issue of finding job to do is not spiritual. And the issue of corrupting people, stealing from people is not spiritual. How are we shifting the blame on? Because I know you're going back now to God now. That means we are now saying now that maybe we are not on our own. Something is controlling us. So maybe that's why we are behaving the way we are behaving. So the Holy Spirit has to come upon. But Mom, all these things are all glaring. How come we are now running back to things, maybe to spiritual things, instead of us doing the physical things?
Well, like I said, that's why the people understand. The politicians understand the people themselves, the voter themselves, the populace themselves, how they do things. That's why I said every criminal in Liberia or killer in Liberia, he resort to spirituality or religion in the name of repentance. And they understand that. So maybe that's what they are doing, since there is nothing to do, there is no idea. Because, look, let me tell you something, maybe on the July 26th, like, we went to a park here in Area Liberia, there's some, but when you're having a big occasion or holiday, people usually generate a lot of trash, right? People eating, drinking, throwing water bottle here and there, paper towel or aluminum foil and all these things. Every time there's a celebration, the next thing you know, you are left with a pile of trash. And see that one Jebo said it right. Rather than calling for a national fast and prayer, maybe call for a national cleanup campaign, because it will make the city cleaner. At least the quality of air going to improve. It will help your life a little bit better than calling for fast and prayer. Because I know demons and angels are not coming to come pick up the trash over there for you. They won't put food on your table. Matter of fact, you are already broke because you are exhausted your little resources because of the holiday. The country Independence Day is a big day. So why will you call for fasting? It's almost like a drunkard who came from the club and telling him the next day to go and fast. The vast majority of people went out to Mary May to celebrate the country independence, only for you to call for a fast and prayer day. I don't get it, logic. But that's it, man. Everything is done impulsively. That's how you.
But Ali, quickly, what say you before we go to the line to interact with our people? They too, they want to be part.
Yeah, Mabon, can you hear me?
Yes, we get to you, my dear brother.
Yeah, I think you just got the prayer point for tomorrow. Yes, I think the people need to pray for our leaders, because their hearts are very dirty. That's why they don't have conscience to be treating Liberians and treating the country the way it is. So they have to pray tomorrow to clean their leaders' heart. That dirtiness, let it move on their heart. When their minds are clean, their hearts are clean, they will be able to govern well. That will be one of the good prayer points tomorrow. Like, I followed the news. And some of these things we're talking, like this whole issue about this concession on the Ministry of Transport, this is something it's still confusing me. I wanted to make sense to me while I'm still thinking about it. How will you say the previous administration signed a concession and you people came to power and the previous administration signed this concession? I think the best thing you're supposed to do, once the president can review it, once it is not in the interest of the citizen, you forced to implement the concession. But today we're hearing the noise, oh, George, we have signed it. It was George, we had signed it. Now, you people came to rescue Liberian and to clean up the mess that the previous administration did. Is it compulsory that you implement a concession that was signed by the previous administration, and looking at it, it is not in the interest of the Liberian people? So I already know how this whole thing is looking like. Because if he signed it and you know you came to rescue the Liberian people, you came to provide job for the youth, and when you implement it, it's going to take people out of job. And to what? It will increase the hardship again in the country. The unemployment rate is going to go on a higher increase. So I think the government is forced to implement this if it is true the previous administration signed it. And today I see a driver license being signed by the police IG. Where in the world we have seen this for a police IG to be signing driver license? Let them come and quote the article again. Because Liberia, when they ready to do nonsense, the moment you talk about it, they say article this says this, article that says. So let them come and quote the article. Because for me, I know that the state I'm in, the state is charged with the responsibility to issue driver license. No police IG, nobody, but it is charged by the state. So I think this thing, they really need to see what they are doing in our country. To see, or Gregory Como, people say he's getting 9%, according to the protester, they said it. And the way in which he's proceeding, it tells you that what they are saying is true. Why interest you get so much? How will you bring a concession company in the country and you restricting everybody in the country to only go to that company to take insurance from that one company? So what becomes of the other insurance company in the country? So what will they be doing there? So when they close down, the unemployment rate increase again. Then the hardship increase. How will you bring people in the country that you can't get insurance for no other insurance company besides them? Does that make any sense? So if the concession was signed during the previous administration, I think it is time that the administration can review it and tell them, oh, we can't go about this, we can't do this, we can't do this. This is what we'll be able to do. If they say they can't do it, let the park and leave. But even bringing a Lebanese company or foreign company, giving our database to them, that alone is a national security threat. Why if I leave for here to spend a year in Liberia, I was there for 3 months, and after 90 days, I can't use my American driver license. So you expect me to go and give my information to these people? I think that is going to be in the interest of the Liberian people. So the whole concession, they really need to see what to do about it. Let it work on it the best way that will be in the interest of the country, and not to take Liberia from out of job to create more hardship and unemployment in the country.
All right, good. I'm also getting a report on that the ATM 25-year deal, not a concession, but a betrayal of Liberia interest. Former Deputy Minister Colagbo one. So again, yes, we'll move. Folks, those of you who just joining us, this is the Sktv show, the Tuesday edition. Today we're looking at so many issues, especially the bread and butter. Those are maybe sometime when we say this thing, butter used to be from McDonald Street to the red light, 25 Liberian dollars. That was the fare by them. Even though when tin prices go up, the more step up. How come we are even here to almost 200? That means something is happening somewhere. And our president said that the VP should now go into the market and find out or get all of the prices and so forth and report within 45 days so that they can find solution to all of the problem. But again, the waste in government, there are a lot of government officials are making huge sum of money. Look, in government, there where you see celebrities. There are no celebrity outside, but in Liberian government. In the government, there where you see people. By the time one lawmaker stands somewhere, you will know straight the lawmaker. By the time one minister or somebody stands somewhere, you will know straight that person is government officials. So people, let's move, let's pray and fast according to our government and president. To this quarter, good evening.
Good evening, neighbor, and let me say good evening to the rest of the panelists.
Yes, my dear brother, go ahead. Your name, okay, David Kim, go ahead.
This is David King. Thank you, neighbor. Neighbor, for me, I will not fast tomorrow.
Okay.
I celebrated my anniversary yesterday. I think I even tried getting a call, but it couldn't pick. I got a remaining beverages still in my bags.
Oh.
So I'll be drinking enough again tomorrow and to rest myself because I don't know what we're praying for. Okay? The first thing God told us to pray. God came back and said he will knock on heaven door. The brother said,
well, you go up the line, keep a call coming 0770203125. That's the number to call this evening to be part of the SKTV show. Have you say what say you? We're part of the discussion here, including your president declaring on tomorrow as a national fast and prayer day. Hello to this caller, good evening.
And neighbor, good evening to you.
Yes, go ahead, my dear brother.
Yeah, good evening to your team of panelists. My name is Hussein Keo. Sorry for low quality. I'm not sharing work, but
sorry, my dear brother. Yeah, that's cool.
So, Nathan, I want you have a proclamation by the president.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, I know that you read it out. Nathan, he's urging Nigerians to go in a different worship center or the sacred areas and offer prayers on behalf of the country. For we Muslims, I'm a Muslim and I know that about how you own Muslim life, how it's about. But when we pray here, we offer 3 Fatiha. One for our family, one for friends and associates, and one for the country. All Muslims, after the prayer, all of our daily prayers, we offer those 3 Fatiha for those 3 purposes. So for Muslims, we don't have much work to do tomorrow. But to our Christian brother, Nabon, President Baka need nobody to pray for him. He's part of a deacon. He's part of the Baptist church. He is a deacon. He has a morning devotion with his family and an evening devotion with his family. What his caution council are trying to do, maybe, is to pray for the private sector to be open, is to pray for investors to get attracted to our country and invest in our country.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. To this caller, good evening. The Bible says pray with RCC. Yes. Yes, my dear brother, go ahead.
I don't know why you read it. Because it's small of value now. It's not coming to power. You told when you were going to dance with the devil. You did not see the face of God at night. So you dance with the devil, so the devil man tell me about problem. So you dance with the devil. You never see the as an elder man of people in the church. You are speaking the author of the higher thing in the country. The first person you will call out God. But instead, you are dancing with the devil. I'm not wasting my time to fast for here, government will teach other results. If I will find that only find that really my family, but I've been practicing poor. So we don't need to be the waste my time. I don't know my but not about sharing stuff.
No, man, you may fast, please, fast. We're gonna probably your one brain. Today's caller, good evening. Hello? Oh, what be this? Hello? Yes, my dear brother, go ahead.
My name is Steve. I'm calling for partnership. You know, capital for more. He said Joseph has a big love. You know that man is a Baptist man. He's a born again Baptist man. But you don't understand what is the difference between faith and foolishness.
Yeah, no use that kind of word, my young man. We will not take that. Maybe, yeah. Hello to this caller, good evening.
Yeah, I'm Isa Kamal, joining from the community.
Yeah, go ahead, Isa.
Yeah, before you know the country issue is hard to see, but I will always tell you, thank you, you're the panelists on our show because you've been doing well for Liberian people. It's hard to see platform to be very objective. Other platform, they will always want to start with retain. But the platform are listening to the platform doing how we are retain, they critique how we are retain. And you know the party people are calling on the show, commenting you. Today you're critiquing Joseph Baga, putting here a government official feet to the fire. And today, citizens celebrating you. So I don't really know what Liberian want. You understand? The reason why you see
of our former government officials, they can go very rough, some of them, because the way they treat this country. You understand? You just come to power and the common people will. People will go and stay on land, on a sun, rain. People will campaign, or then we get their money. Some people will use their own resources. You have lobby around your bring us to power. Instead of just seeking the people interest, they all go and rob the cheap people. So what kind of blessing the people want? But I don't know what we want in the country. Because I say you can see the court, you can see the court and come on your show. Citizen going on is that United Parliament, they're not even putting the country fight. They wouldn't call it to defend. The criminal then call as the government official and like power. My brother, you continue doing the good work.
Thank you so much, Issa. The one team pray and fast tomorrow, please. Today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, neighbor. This is Soon. We are calling from Grand Bassa.
Thank you for joining us from Grand Bassa.
Yeah, neighbor, the government, if the person is not serious.
Oh.
Why should people go pray for government officials to be right, biblical, all around for them to be stealing our money in our country, our resources? That's what we pray for.
It says you pray for your enemy according to the Bible.
No, but Moses, don't go pray for people to be stealing. When people making less money, $150 that cannot afford every month, they'll go pray for you so that you and your government officials can be right, clean, and be going from country to country. When you go, you come back with nothing. That's what we pray for. The people are serious for the country, eh?
All right. Thank you so much. Today's caller, good evening. Those of you on the WhatsApp line, by 7:45, we'll start taking the WhatsApp call. Hello? Today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, man, how you doing?
Well, my brother, I'm getting ready. I'm looking for some scriptures and prayer points so that tomorrow, I don't know what that day morning, 5 o'clock, maybe 12 o'clock, I'll start.
Okay, you know where I'm calling from Grand Bassa, Pastor Simeon.
Oh, Pastor God, thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Neighbor, the women have to say we should have fast and prayer tomorrow.
Okay.
You just to tell all the families there, they go to church and ask for mercy. You must put that bread in the conversation. God, the woman said you were dating the girl just to get this power. So you had to ask for forgiveness first. He is very self. Before you put the blame on we, the citizen of this nation. Before you close the show, just read Psalm 36, verse 1 to 4. When it says about people who are wicked man, who are evil in their heart, then you will know definitely that this Papa and he can't be there, they mean nothing for the country.
All right.
Psalm 36, 1 to 4. So thank you. I'll just listen to the radio and tell me your call.
Thank you so much, madam. Hello, today's caller, good evening.
Good evening, people.
Yes, my dear brother, go ahead.
Thank you. This is William Covey, and I joined this conversation for this Sktv. Let me say thanks to all of you. Tomorrow, as the patriotic citizens of this country, as somebody who loves this country, not as the regime or a political party or individual, but this country, Mama Liberia, I will be going to church tomorrow to pray for my country. And what I'm going to be, what are those things that are going to be my prayer point? My prayer point number one going to be, Father God, open the eyes of those people who think that they are not saying any positive things from this country, only the negative one because Joseph Boakai is president. And those are things that we're going to pray so that God can open their eyes for them to know that yes, this government, at least there are challenges, but this government is fighting to mitigate some of those challenges. The reason down the red price up, this government has reduced the red price. You reason down the government now has found solutions that the bureau will no longer speak to gas stations to stay in line for gasoline because of some people being making the gas price to be scarcely on the market. So these are things that people going to church for tomorrow to be praying for. And people say, we're going to pray for Baga.
Well, it's still off the line to Uncle Brantate. Uncle, I know you're getting ready for tomorrow. Good evening.
Yeah, thank you. I listen to you and Mon and Ali. And let me thank you guys for the analysis. One thing that I've been thinking about is that when marketeers respect, fast and prayer in this country, even major holidays, go see real tomorrow. The bill will be $2
Yeah, go.
No
I don't want to say that one, say Uncle, but go ahead.
Yes. So what I'm saying is that in Amoida, it is said people will listen to it, but my brother, people will go about their normal business as if no pronouncement was made. But go to you the general, don't go, you near that place. Go to Rayland tomorrow. So you will see that while I'm talking. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Uncle. Thank you so much. So let's call out. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening to the panelists on the show. I'm Abby Johnson calling from Tishofu. Now, me supposed to go pray for Waka to $1.2 million car, or now me supposed to go pray for more to keep 270,000, or now me supposed to go pray for battery Honda generator to eat 3,000. If I say who get the president authority to even declare national holiday without the House confrontation, that the president trying to be a dictator because the president only get ready to declare working holiday, but not national holiday, and not pass you confirmation hearing. So this president, you gotta be careful for one the president in the country. Because the president is complete contradiction, no law against any lawyer to bring that part of the constitution against the president is to declare national holiday that will hurt the whole country. Against any lawyer to call on your show and say that I'm lying.
All right, thank you. So let's go to the WhatsApp calls and take a few calls from there quickly. I know tomorrow prayers, it won't be easy. For and again. Look, this country, we don't go, we answer tomorrow. That, look, oh, this country. Keep your calls. Those of you who calling us on the WhatsApp, yeah, good. Let me take a few WhatsApp calls. Hello to my brother from Canada. Good evening.
Hey, hello, Memo. How are you? This is GT calling from Canada.
Yeah, thank you, GT. Go ahead.
Hey, I said, man, I remember what the president said, y'all must fast and pray. Y'all really need to fast and pray. Because yesterday, Joseph was complaining about y'all, eh? I wouldn't fast and pray, I can help you already. So you need to get on your knees and start praying. So leader, I can tell you what they pray to do. Joseph will have anything and say, y'all must fast and pray. Fast and pray, I will help everyone. And the only thing here, all y'all want to tell you.
Thank you so much, my brother. Let me see. Abraham Connect also on the line. Good evening, my dear brother. Yes, go ahead, my brother. Everything.
How you doing? Let me say good evening to the morning and of course, Aliyu. A great show, fascinating show, guys. This is Abraham Connect calling from the United States. I've been following you guys intermittently, you know. First thing I had, I think one on the line to talk about, they were fast. By the way, Muslims we pray 5 times a day, so we are constantly praying. And your prayer is not only for you alone, but for the entire, even your surrounding and your prosperity in life. So we pray for that on a daily basis. That's one. Two, like somebody mentioned, months take it. Even the rocket science, neighbor, if you have an economic constraint, again, I would like to state this for the record, the history of that country. Mr. Bwaka is the first president to ride the most expensive car in our country history. I know people will say sometimes all-time value of money. Even as that, no president has ever bought a vehicle in his country that cost over $1 million in Nigerian history. By the way, he condemned the cars from the previous, but those are the very cars that he used to go in Grand Jury recently. I thought those cars should have completely been written off now and packed somewhere else, but he's still using them. So what's the rationale? So if you have an economic constraint and you're not realizing it, but rather you're literally wasting the funds of the country and you're asking people to pray for prosperity, that's hypocrisy. That's been disingenuous. And people need to understand it. So again, I don't want to take all of your time, but this is a whole huge topic, and people are taking Liberian for a ride, maybe. It needs to be, it needs to stop, and people need to open their eyes.
Thank you so much, my dear brother. Instead of us holding our government accountable, and the same government say we should go. And so let's call up. Good evening. Hello, you'll be our last caller. Then I cross over to the team. Hello.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm okay. Thank God. Just I'm getting ready, at least for the fast and prayer on tomorrow. I'm okay. Thank God for life.
Good. Let me say something, Mebon. You know, Libra
will always be in that problem because we have not understood the Bible. The people that took the Bible from here and carried to where they work 24 hours. How many times do America call for fast and prayer to solve problems that they had a solution for? You don't need government official that steal money. You don't need fast and prayer to develop your people. So if you listen, you don't have no idea that you look for fast and prayer. That was solving Liberia. You see? That is see what the pastor will tell you, say, and when situation high on the member, the pastor will say, that pray. But when situation high on the pastor will call the member, say, my member, I want for you to help me. What are you, the pastor, can pray to? So for me, if I will pray, I will pray, but any government over here that steal our money, they should not survive. They should not end with it.
You know, some prayer I'll do tomorrow. Jesus. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Chairman. So, folks, we got to go. But again, if you go back to the book of Thessalonians, right? Yes, indeed. Thessalonians 5, from 5:16 to 18, you will know exactly what prayer is and how to rejoice, always how to pray without ceasing, give thanks in all circumstances, right? So, again, tomorrow we got to give thanks to whoever, no matter what. But again, Mark, you Mark and that brother Aliu, you put listen to your brothers and sisters. What say you? Well, hello? I don't know what I'm Mark is. Yeah, Mark, go ahead.
Well, I mean, nothing new. I think Abraham AB just reiterated the point that we've been making. That's just why it is. When you don't have a solution, you got to create an atmosphere where people will believe that you are doing something. We all know nothing's going to come out of this. It's just another day wasted. It's just another burden on the average vendor out there, people who are trying to make ends meet on a daily basis. When it comes to the economic and the long-term prosperity of Liberia, Joseph Boakai does not have a solution. He doesn't understand, and he will never understand. I keep using that word never. They say never belong to God, but there are certain things that are predictable. You don't need a rocket scientist, you don't need a Bible. You can just look at it and tell exactly what's going to happen. So that's where we are. Our people voted, the elections are over. That's why they signed up for. So it's nothing strange to me for a man who trying to impanel a particular task force to go and do an assessment, even though he was on the sideline, even though he served in the opposition, even though he served 12 years previously in the government, to understand the one who claimed that the previous administrations squandered a lot of opportunity. Now he's telling you to go and do. If Joseph Boakai, just typical mathematics, maybe something that are so simple for you to understand, right? If Joseph Boakai spent 2 years as vice president, right? He spent 6 years on the sideline to observe the actions of the previous administration. You're telling me there are 365 days in a year. Multiply 365 by 12. And then you multiply it by another 6 by 18, right? Let me do a quick mathematics here in a few seconds. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you into government or maybe governance, you feel that all is well, but by the time you come out, you start to criticize.
Okay, the logic. If he spent 18 years because he said 12 years, I'm not talking about the other one that he spent in government, just vice president, being opposition, and being president. He spent 365 days a year for 12 solid years as number 2, and he called it squander. He sat on the sideline for another 6 years, and there are 365 days in a year. It brings 6,570 days. If Joseph Boakai couldn't understand the situation in Liberia, the major obstacle to progress in Liberia, you think 45 days going to give me a solution?
I don't think so.
Okay, let's see again. 6,570 days, and this president walked into office without knowing that the economy was the biggest obstacle, or in terms of the biggest challenge facing the nation. And he's telling you he's going to put a team together, a task force to go and do an assessment within 45 days. And you think that he's going to give you a solution?
Well, my dear brother, for me, I think that's the society.
I don't think I need to say anything for that. I will start ready. You can take over for the rest of the show. That's my question to the average person listening to this particular podcast. If you couldn't do it in 6,500 days, and you believe that in 45 days you will get a solution, then good luck to you. But
more quickly before Brother Aliu come on, this president said that in fact the former government was wasting the Liberian people time. In fact, you understand everything. You know, he said in fact he was Parker giving the wheel or the steering so that he can move with speed. But now they get more to you out what you just said, my brother. That's the pin now. Now he's there now, like maybe there's no engine, or maybe the steering is too some kind of way. But anyway, Brother Aliu, What say you, my dear brother? We got to go.
Yeah, thanks to the callers. But you know what I mean for our old car to be parked in the garage. So when you take that car, there are so many things you have to work on all the time. That car was parking, so they are still working on the car. So that's it. But one thing, the prayer point, they need to pray for the leaders. Those corrupt people that will continue happening over and over with that kind of dirty mind and dirty heart that they don't have conscience. They need to pray for them. More especially the president, he needs prayer. They need to pray that he clean a heart. You can't be a leader with dirty heart. This is one of the cause that on the country. They need to pray for Joseph Boakai that he get clean heart for a citizen in the country, be a opposition or non-position or who you are as a leader. Clear your heart for everybody in the country. But you can see yourself as leader for one group of people and you get your mind so dirty, your heart for other group of that alone is a cause. The president need prayer. So your prayer point tomorrow, you pray for your president to get a clear heart, a clean mind for your country and everybody. That's one of the problems we are faced with. You can't get that kind of leader. All the time when we said it, that's why he didn't learn nothing. Keeping grudges against or writing it down. 12 grudges in high against Madasedi. This is why he didn't learn anything and he performing poorly today. If you were not there to be keeping grudges, he was going to learn. Joseph Boakai heart is dirty, his mind is dirty. That the curse that on our country. So tomorrow, those of you that are going fast and pray, you're praying for your leader. Joseph Boakai is the head that you need to pray for him. When your minds are clear, when your hearts are clear, the country will move forward. But in as much as you get a leader with that kind of mind, that kind of heart, you're praying from January to December. Liberia not going anywhere. God bless America. God bless Liberia. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
And thank you so much, my dear brother. And let me say thanks to all of our followers, our viewers, those of you that also call in. That's great. That's the best thing to do, in this work of ours. We disagree to agree at the end of the day. That's the beauty of democracy. Even though some of you are getting too emotional, some of you are not right now, you are not, you are all angry. But no, don't be angry. That's the fact. Yesterday, you were standing up for the truth. How come today you don't want to stand up? We follow some of you. We see your posts. We see your comments. We see everything. Yesterday, you were the quote-unquote advocate yesterday. How come today now you don't want to advocate anymore? Or just because you feel that it is your government, or maybe you feel that it is the person that you like maybe 100% supported? No. We all want better Liberia. So we will continue to talk about these things and we'll continue to bring out all of the ills in society. Thanks to all of you people. We're going to disagree to agree. And that's the beauty of democracy. And again, tomorrow, by God willing, by God grace, we'll be here on the fast and prayer day, a holiday that has been declared by our president. I don't know what the president, I think someone said our charter or whoever declared, or maybe do. But again, that's it. Thank God. Sometimes these things are the record, and we got to keep all of the records for our society and for the betterment of our country. No matter what, we got to fast and pray on tomorrow. Eat any way that you want to fast, whether you are against or you fasting. Well, that's it. It's up to you. But get one thing in mind is Liberia. Thank you and good night from my end. Thanks to all of you people. We got to go now.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Monitor people who waiting to serve. Blessing that time and that effort are rest. The process of giving the care and the promise of them. So welcome and live with Africans.
I lyrical
Master.
Clay Paris, who make you again Sktv-Lib. C'est ma chérie, tina ke ase ma yamu. Engi sano muni, emu aye yo. Engi lova mui, emu aye yo.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
Ena Guinea ya tumare, ena Sadia ya tumare, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Cote d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Guinée ya tumale, ena Sadia ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Cote d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena da Pagayarina ya tumale, esta tiki, ena da Pagayarina, tosi wako ma ya tumale,
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the local and grandmaster.
There are things we can do. We bringing good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from there and I'm part of the club. Qualified people who waiting to serve. Especially that time and our efforts are rare. The broadcast we giving are real and I promise my best to work with my life without fear. From Grandpa to Nima to Lufa, from Riverside to Raji to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat to San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.